Hey everyone, Dr. Carver here with another really quick video. Today we're talking about disc bulges, the three types that can happen and how they're treated. So we've all heard the term disc bulge or disc herniation, but the truth is it's just a general description of what that disc is doing. There's actually 3 different degrees of a disc herniation. Before I go into that, I want to give you a really quick crash course in anatomy, alright? So the disc is what lies between each vertebrae and the spine, and it allows for movement and acts like a shock absorber. Now there are 2 parts of the disc that we think about when we deal with herniations, the outer part and the inner part. The outer part is a really tough fibrous ring called the annulus, and the inner part is a little softer and it's called the nucleus. The nucleus is what moves around and causes a bulge to happen. Okay, so when we see bulges, we see 3 different degrees of severity. The first is called a protrusion. This is where the middle part of the disc shifts and puts pressure on the outer ring. It just creates a small bulge in the disc. With this, the symptoms usually start out subtle. You may notice some numbness or tingling occasionally. It might go away and you might forget about it for a while, but it usually comes back and gradually becomes more intense as the bulge worsens. You might even be able to find positions that make it better or worse. Ideally, this is the time to get the disc treated because usually very simple treatments work well. We recommend starting with chiropractic care and therapeutic exercises. In most cases, protrusion patients get better with these treatments. Okay, the second type of bulge we see is called an extrusion. Now this is probably the most common type of bulge we see. This is where that inner part of the disc bulges enough to tear through the outer ring and it begins to leak out. What you'll see here is your symptoms will become worse and more frequent, sometimes constant. Most of these patients also report motor function issues like trouble getting their socks on or getting their foot in the car. If it's in the neck, they may say they have trouble combing their hair, lifting their arms. For these, we start with the simple treatments first, chiropractic and rehab exercises. If it's a really stubborn bulge, we treat it with spinal decompression. This is a little more aggressive treatment where we can target the disc, suck the bulge back in, and allow that outer ring to heal over time so it doesn't come back. We get some amazing results with decompression, and if you look at the research, you'll see it's safe, non-invasive, and it has a really high success rate. Okay, so the third type of bulge is a little more rare. It's called a sequestration. It's where that bit of disc material leaks out so far that it separates and becomes a floating fragment. These patients have severe constant pain and disability. There's usually no positions that make it better, and typically conservative treatments don't get them much relief. I usually don't recommend spinal decompression for these patients because it's like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube. On the rare chance we see one of these patients in our clinic, we'll usually recommend a surgical consult. At this point, the bulge has progressed to the point that probably that's the best option. So there it is, the 3 types of disc bulges and how we like to treat them. Hopefully this helps someone out there who's struggling with disc pain. If this sounds like you or someone you know, give us a call. We'd be happy to help. If you have questions, send us an email or reach out online. We're here to serve our community. Please feel free to share this with anyone you think needs it, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up or a heart and let us know you're out there watching. Have a great day. God bless.